Hi everyone, happy 4th of July. Welcome back on to the Dogwoods Flower Farm. So today we've got a few things that I will be doing. Some things I won't be doing on camera, just simply, well, three reasons. Number one, it's pretty warm. And secondly, I don't really know how to edit. I'm still working on that. I know y'all are getting tired of hearing that, but I have this thing called a full-time job. So, you know, my hobby has to take second place to this. And also, our next door neighbors are weed eating, so it's a little bit loud where I'm wanting to work. So I'm afraid that will just pick up in the camera. These properties are actually, they're nice sized properties. We live in a neighborhood that they're really horse properties, but you don't realize how close you are until somebody mows. And then when you hear the mower, you're like, oh, okay, I guess we do have neighbors pretty close. But I want to show you what I found, some things that at the big box store that were 50% off. So let me get you turned around and we'll do the stats on them and I'll show you where they're going. All right, so the first thing, I'm standing here in the shade where it's nice and cool. So the first thing I found, these were 50% off, and I want to show you how beautiful those blooms are. This is called a Maui yellow flowering shrub. It is a jungle geranium. I love yellow. I had a little yellow dog that I lost several years ago. You know, you always have just that one dog that you just absolutely adore, and she was a little yellow dog, so anytime I find yellow flowers, I love them. And so I always say, oh, it's Sophie Yellow. So that was her name, little Sophie. So I found a Sophie Yellow plant, and I'll show you where that's going to go. And then for the pipes, I found some, this is just vinca, common vinca. It's red. I know it's photographing more pink, but it is a red. I'm loving the red. I love the deep saturated colors. So vinca is full sun, and it is, I don't have my glasses on, so bear with me. It's not going to tell me any zones, of course, because it's an annual. But this guy here, the Sophie Yellow plant, is a cold hardiness zone 9, and then an annual in 8 and below. And since we're in 8A, this will be an annual for us. But where I'm going to put it is going to be in a pot, so I'll be able to pull it in and hopefully be able to save it and watch it grow. But let me show you where those are going down here. And then there's a few other things that I'm going to work on today, hopefully, you know, while it's still shaded over here. But you can see I've got all of these marigolds planted along this border here of this garden, where we have the cucumbers and the squash and zucchini. And really, I think what we're going to do, we're just going to make all of this go away. The zucchini are so full of the squash beetles, and so are the squash. The cucumbers they're turning yellow and bitter, and so we're really just going to make this go away. This was a temporary bed for us anyway. I know I've talked in the other videos about, you know, we're going to continue with the raised beds and pull all this grass out, put some drainage in. So this served its purpose for the time, and now it's time to make it go away. But marigolds, I'm sorry. Did I call them geranium earlier? Well, the marigolds, I absolutely love marigolds. They are a nostalgic flower for me. I even really love the smell. I know a lot of folks don't, but I'm going to pull those up, and then I'm going to transplant them along this border here. You can see where I started. Some survived, some are really just getting going. There's a couple, but I just want to continue on this little border here with the marigolds. Marigolds are a great great way to keep the mosquitoes away, as well as the lemongrass. So I planted all this lemongrass in our little columns here, and I will also be pulling out all of the nasturtium because it's dead and has passed away. It just needs to go away. So let me show you what I found to go in the pots. Sorry, I'm still having to be really careful here because of the stinging nettles. So just bear with me. So I found, so again, see, this is going to come out, and you can see the pot, really, there's not a ton of room for much. So I found the hanging baskets of the vinca, and I think I counted there were 8 or 9 plants in one basket. So I'm just going to put maybe 1 plant per pot. You can see that nasturtium is really gone, and as well as that one. I think we have about 12 of these columns around. So I will pull all that nasturtium, and we'll have just a little pop of red. The vinca can take the heat, so I think that will be perfect. And then let me show you here. I have this pot here. This was a freebie pot, and this was a freebie pot, and you can see it's got a little broken, the base of it is broken, but that's okay, I don't mind. So this is where the Sophie yellow plants are going to go. So I have one flanking this side, and then the other one will be flanking that side. I think that'll be really nice. We are debating if we want to put a trellis of some kind going across here. You know, and I've got a wisteria up there that needs to come out of the pot. It's really struggling. So we're, you know, the question is, let me back up a little bit. The question is, do I really want some kind of, you know, big trellis going across that? I just haven't really decided. So in the interim, that poor wisteria is really struggling in its container. So I eventually have to get that figured out pretty quickly. So that's what's on the agenda today. Like I said, I'm going to try and work in the shade as much as I can. It's already really warm out here. I should have been out here 2 hours ago, but you know, it was my day off, and the coffee was going down so smoothly. Before I knew it, I had drank the whole pot, and it was late. So as I learn to edit, you know, I'll be able to put these videos up, and maybe they'll look a little more professional. But thank you for sticking with me, and you know, we're going to learn this together. And you know, I appreciate all of my subscribers, and if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do that. It helps my channel out immensely. And I also want to give you a little update with the peach tree back here. If you watched the video yesterday, and I couldn't have captured a more real response of shock than I did yesterday when I walked out there and there were no peaches. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. It's actually pretty funny, but we think it's probably the squirrels that have gotten it. We have quite a few squirrels on our property. We actually have been feeding them, which I know is a no-no, but you know, live and learn. And Chad's question is, and mine too, is how are we going to protect peach trees from squirrels? So that's also a learning experience for us, but we'll get it figured out. Anyway, I hope you all have a very happy and safe 4th of July, and thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again tomorrow.